Hello, and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and we're about, it seems, to finish our adventures in Walstow. We have unlocked some new quests. I didn't expect that. Let me check what we have here.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Beriathan, I know you are quite busy helping others about town, but if you have a moment, I would ask one last favor of you. To the north lies the ruins of my home, Hydefold. It was a beautiful town that was sacked and destroyed utterly by the orcs of Mordor. I, like so many others, fled in terror as our home burned. As I ran, I dropped a precious pendant, an heirloom of my line that had persisted from the days of Eorl. Knowing the nature of those detestable creatures, I would assume they shattered it along with everything else. Yet, I have hope that it remains. If you would, travel to the north near the remains of Hydefold and see if my pendant still remains. I will reward you with everything I can spare should you find it intact. Okay, that's one. And finally, Egilfirth will talk to us again.
Will need your aid.
Oh there! If you're traveling near the east wall, have a care. A few of my men and some crafters we sent west to Snowbourn have gone missing, and I fear that some terrible fate befell them. In my travels on the road, I have heard many a suspicious sound, but I know not if my mind is playing tricks on me. If I had to guess, though, I would suspect the orc killers were lurking just beneath my notice. You are a hardy one, are you not? Perhaps you can lure those cowards out of hiding and discover the fate that befell my fellows on the road west. Return to me with what you learn. Alright. Well, we need to do plenty of stuff in here, so let us set our mind to it. Oh, okay, this is something that I was also looking for. This is not related to any deeds, but is a cool location to find nonetheless. That's Eomund's End, where Eomund fell. And if you've been paying attention to Leofdak's stories during the Riders 4 quest lines, you will have some notion of what happened here. Maybe not the specifics. Don't remember how much Leofdak told us about that, but at least you know the shame he carries. You have encountered mounted riders out of the east wall while aiding Walstow in rebuilding their defenses. You should defeat as many mounted riders as you can to prevent any enemy force from regaining a foothold in the soot crops. Just through here, but first let us rally the Rohirrim to the barricades, which is got to be really quick. The last one is over there. Ah, there are more quests in here, more orcs we need to fight. Let me see, what is this? Eastwall Invader. You have discovered an outpouring of orcs near the east wall. You should defeat them for the good of Walstow. Well, this is gonna be really easy, really quick. We'll just pick some of them along the way. Now there are some scholar caches in here. Can I enter? Oh, come on. Let me enter, please. I just want the scholar materials, please. Net cash is... Oh, I did it. Yeah, we have already been before. You can tell that by the level 75 enemies scattered around. And this barricade, this construction over here is built more to protect you than anything really, so that you don't accidentally cross into the Soot Crofts and find yourself surrounded by level 83 enemies when you are 77. I mean, you can technically do that, but at least the game is trying to protect you a little bit from that. So, now, mounted enemies, the last keepsake near Hidebolt. Oh, come on. Completed this layer of the Stemnet. Good. Take that in just a moment. So, to the lines, you have defeated more mounted forces out of the east wall and stopped any orcs from rebuilding their camps within the Soot Crofts. Great. Here now we have this layer of the Stemnet for 5 LOTRO points, and here we have the east layer advanced. We need to defeat 200 more of them. That's gonna take a while. But here we have the deed that we just completed. Now, let us ride really quick towards Hidebolt. Let us try to avoid some of these mounted enemies, but we just really need to find the last keepsake before we return to Walstow. I guess you can technically get your first glimpse of Hidebolt now. Something that I really enjoy, the concept for it, the way in which it progresses. Back in the day, when it was the current endgame, it was really fun to do in my opinion, but right now, the grind has been lessened somewhat, but still is a very big grind for something that is not in-game. You have found a beautiful pendant with an inlaid gemstone amidst the ruins of what once appeared to be a thriving Rohirric settlement. But there are no more quests for us in Hidebolt, at least not yet. We just need to investigate those rumors of orc assassins. We can technically try and do Bugut now, but I think I'm gonna save that for later. Just need to cross this, please. Oh, we did it! We did it! Oh, no! Ah. Christ. Rubber banding. Okay. Here we have a card. this the orc assassin? No. Oh, it seems we need to find something else to the east first. Here. Brave cloak. Program tag. Okay, weaponsmith, scroll case. That's something. Okay, here we have a disturbed crop. Okay, gotta defeat 3 of those. And so we have here, I already know this recipe. Please. Flashed folder. Now we have this, of course. Very suspicious. Sacked heart. And the last of these killers. And with this, we are ready to go back to Walstow once again. Alright, back in town. So first of all, let us talk with the captain.
Our mission is dire.
It is as I assumed. Such a loss. Great folk were they. At least those shameless orcs made a fate so deserved. You have my thanks, Beriathan.
Will you aid the horse lords?
Excellent. Those orcs should find much more trouble waiting for them when they pass out of the east wall. Now then, more must be done. So we have here, worsted level 40.
Our mission is dire.
I am amazed that you found it. I know not what to say. When I fled Hightwold, I was sure that nothing would be left by the horrid orcs. Alas, I fear that Walstow will come to a similar end, but that is a conversation for another time.
What brings you to these lands?
Any orc that will no longer threaten my people brings me great joy. You have done well in defeating our foes.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
You have aided us beyond what I could have ever imagined, Beriathan. Walstow will still have many fights ahead of it, but the orcs no longer lurk just outside our borders. The time has come for you to return to Fastred. I am sure that Snowbourn faces new threats in your absence, and there will be much for you to do upon your return. My men and I can hold here for now, thanks to you. It was an honor, Beriathan. Go with our respect. And I will do that, but let me also
Not to be traveled quickly.
try to free up some backspace. Yeah, let us get rid of this. Old Heart, Ancient Rope. I'm not getting rid of that. But these trophies, Might Agility, Evade Finesse, Wolf's Act. I don't know. I like that cosmetic, but other than that, there is not much use for it. Rank break, agility, vitality. No, I'm not sure about that one. Ray of Mars, heavy shield. Maybe I can find some use for it. Let us do it like this. So we need to go back to Snowbourn. But now I think is the perfect time before we talk to Fastred to show you one of those quests that are very hard to find. I for one didn't find them on my first run through East Rohan until somebody on the forums, I believe it was, talked about them. So I went out and did my homework and was able to find it, but yeah, nothing directs you to this quest. So if you don't know they are there, you do miss out on a pretty cool storyline, very fun, and of course some XP, some reputation, and I believe one of the pieces for the Stockcraft, a worsted set. That is what gives it away. I think that is the only clue that players have. They are missing something, and that is that if you don't do it, you are still missing part of the Stockcraft's worsted cosmetics. So you do this by coming here to the skirmish camp and going to the west. So you're bound to find it somewhere around here, but the exact location I'm not sure. Maybe by some of these trees. An unusual migration, yeah. You have discovered a peculiar man who appears to be riding an avant. You should speak with him. And who can this man be?
What's your name?
Greetings! I am Rook, a wizard of Dunland. While I would not normally stoop to asking for aid, it seems my Avant has grown tired on our journey eastward to learn of more magics from the Easterlings. If you would help me, I would be happy to reward you with the finest of treasures. By the way, stranger, you look familiar. Have we met? I'd much rather not answer that question, Rook.
I'll not be ignored.
Angry then. Rook glances down, his face betraying deep disappointment. This Avant has a very particular taste for meat, you see? It will only eat the finest of meats from the strongest of the beasts in Rohan. Fortunate for him, strong beasts lurk all around us here. Fetch me some meat and I will see you rewarded.
Stay and hear me out.
I don't understand. He was so spry this morning, but now he will not budge. Perhaps he is thirsty. He did slow down this afternoon before he stopped, of course. I spotted a bucket as he and I passed across the end wash. Would you go fetch him some water? So yeah, we have found Rook again, and he is still pretty much kinda delusional and full of himself, believing to be a great wizard, and as you see, he is traveling east to get some magic training from the Easterlings. So that means that he made all the way from Dunland to here. I don't know at which point he got that Avant. The Avant has been drenched but shows no sign of movement. Yeah, I don't know at which point he got this Avant, but... And I don't know how was able to tame an Avant in the first place to ride. But this is what Rook has been doing all along. And this This thing he told us about looking for the Easterlings to learn more magic. That one is important. That will come into play later. So be sure to remember that. I will do my best to do so as well. But for now, let us focus on what Rook needs on Rohan.
Why are you bothering me?
For all the troll that was, he had better enjoyed it. Here is your reward, as promised.
What is this world coming to?
What a splash that was. Hopefully my journey will begin anew in just a moment.
I'll not be ignored.
Puzzling. Very puzzling indeed. You should give him a good talking to. Perhaps I was too gruff with him earlier. Yes, that will surely work. Just make sure to get his attention first. He can be very easily distracted. But first, let me take a good look at you, Rook. I know the first time I met you in Downland, I didn't expect to find you again. And finding you in Rohan was so surprising and so funny again. So whimsy. The Avant lays motionless on the ground. We need to poke at it. The Avant lays still. This Avant has clearly reached the end of its days. It is a wonder that Rook has not realized this yet. Perhaps the best thing would be to tell Rook the truth. The Avant is clearly dead, but its rider has no idea. Isn't that fun? Dead? I don't believe you. He was fine just a moment ago. You just don't know how to talk to him. Here, let me try again.
I'll not be ignored.
Rook is looking increasingly agitated. It appears that he has finally realized that his Avant has made its end. You did this! But no matter, we can make a trade. I will take that beautiful worsted of yours, and you can have this Avant. What?
What is this world coming to?
It is dead, you say? Well, that is rather beside the point, is it not? I must travel east to finally gain all of the knowledge I need to become a wizard. And you will not stand in my way. Let us not do this again, Rook. You might not recognize me because I'm wearing different clothes. I shall trifle with you no longer. One day you will understand the power this wizard wields. You'll see. So yeah, you did not recognize me because last time we met I was wearing the garbs of the Grey Company, and now I'm wearing something entirely different. My face was covered and all, but you really didn't want to do that again. But the Avant is dead, and we got the light caparison of the soot crop. And that was it. It was a really short quest line. Very fun once again. Rook's character shines once more. How did he tame an Avant? And how did he truly expect us to barter our worsted for a dead Avant? Something is not entirely right within his head. And once again, the only clue you get about this is if you do all the other quests in the soot crops, you will be missing the caparison. And it really is not far away from Snowbourn, but what reason would you have to go there? I don't know. To whomever find that quest line first, my hat off to you, good sir or ma'am, and thank you for sharing that knowledge with the rest of us. Because it was driving me crazy the first time. So here we have Eomer. We can bring to him back the fire pots and weapons that we got, but not yet. Not yet, because we still have many things to do here in Snowbourn.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Ah, you have returned. Am I to assume Walstow stands strong? Many peculiar things have occurred since you left us to aid my Thane. The traitor has been left to rot in our prison, but yet more threats face us every day. You have returned at a most opportune time, I think.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
As I said, the traitor has been sent to the prison. He will be hungry by now, so you should feed him rations through the walls of his cell. Perhaps by the time he has eaten, I will be willing to look him in the face again. Go, before starvation grants him the freedom he so little deserves. Now, I think there is something else we're missing that I would like to do before we continue our quest in the food crops. Let us go to the jail really quick and see what he needs. Nope, that's not the guy we were looking for. Food scraps. You have found a dingy plate of food provided by the Rohirrim guards of Snowbourn. Poor Gísling, what happened to you?
Mission is dire.
By the king! I never thought I would see you again, Beriathan. After you departed for Walstow, Fastred's men dragged me here. I know he worries for the safety of his people and family, but surely he cannot believe that I would work against him. Fastred will not hear my words. Of this I am certain. You must warn him. Before I was sent here, I noticed trees outside Snowbourn being marked by the enemy. I fear they intend to attack Snowbourn directly, and soon. Go, now! We need to talk to Fastred, alright, but before we do so, for real this time, there's one last thing. While I double check this, I'm gonna make my way to the stable master. Sorry, I was all tapped. Let me double check something really quick in here because I'm not sure about this. But I think we can return to Garsfeld. You might remember we left that town to bring the crafters in here and protect them. And Gísl and his men were getting ready to defend the town, but we didn't see the end of it. And that's what I want to do now. Before we continue with all this, with the rest of the story of Snowbourn and the Soot Crops, in fact, because we will meet the end of this story really soon. But first I want to check on Gísl, because I do remember that that quest line had an end. Just really weird that we hadn't seen that. And once again, I don't remember if you are sent back to Garsfeld or if you had to come back here on your own. Well, I do want to check on this really quick. There doesn't seem to be. So yeah, I'm following the quest line as we are supposed to do. We need to talk to Fastred now. Let us map to Snowbourn and bring Gísling's warning to Fastred. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, come on. My bad.
What brings you to these lands?
Of course he would claim loyalty. What traitor would not? We shall see if his claim holds up in time. I have heard rumblings of a coming conflict outside Snowbourn, but I am unsure when the hammer will fall. I must make ready my own men before dealing with one so far removed from the favor of Rohan.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
How do I know that Gísling is not just sending us on a wild hunt for naught? I care for Snowbourn, and that is the sole reason I will even acknowledge his request. Search outside Snowbourn. If the enemy has been marking the trees near our wicked wall as he claims, we will be able to prepare for whatever may come. In the meantime, I will speak with the traitor and see if he might grace us with more information.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
Beriathan, it is good to see you again. As I was just telling the Reeve, I believe I have uncovered another spy near Snowbourn. I was walking near the south gate when I spotted a figure in the distance wearing a bold white hand on his garb. When I caught his eye, he fled with haste along the road. If you would, see if you can discover his trail along the road south. I know one such as yourself would be much better equipped to handle such a fellow were you to find him. Okay, I think this will lead us to one of those other quests that is really hard to find on your own because it's really easy to miss. Not as easy to miss as Rook's own quest, but still really cryptic in a way. So, here's what we'll do. We're gonna surround the city from this side. That will lead us to one of the trees we need to investigate. We can also follow the trail of the mysterious figure that Sigrid told us about. Okay. Should be really close to that. Ah, okay, this tree. What do we have here? You have come across a ragged old man on a cliff overlooking a waterfall to the south of Snowbourn. Surely he knows it isn't wise to be outside with so many orcs about? Okay, we're gonna check that in just a moment, but we also have here an orc blade. And of course this orc will attack us. But now we can also investigate this man that we have found here. As you approach, you notice two orcs preparing to attack the crafter. The stranger stares blankly at you, considering the situation that has just occurred. He pauses a moment, mouths something silently, and then begins to speak. Thank you for your aid, stranger. Your assault was opportunely timed, I must say. Those orcs had truly taken me by surprise. I had come to visit a friend of mine, but sadly his home to the north appears to have been destroyed, and I have heard naught of him in some time now. You need not worry about me, stranger. The orcs will trouble me not on my journey home. Of this, I am sure. So, here we have again this mysterious fellow. Deflection, yeah, let us take that. And yeah, he will not give you any other quest. And so we have a mystery, another mystery in here that needs a solving. Something that I find curious about this encounter with this mysterious wanderer is that his staff is different from the one he was using in Fangorn. if they are indeed the same person, and if they are, this is Saruman. So who is this friend to the north whose home was ravaged? That is a very good question. And I think I might have the answer for that, but I'll need to double check that. And of course Saruman wouldn't have any troubles going back home. The orcs wouldn't trouble him. And who else can it be really? Because Gandalf doesn't have the time to be wasting around in disguise. In the Eastern Last time we spoke with Gandalf, he was in Fangorn and he was getting ready to, I believe, meet Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli, and also travel to Edoras. So he really doesn't have any reason to be here. That one has to be Saruman as well. And that dialogue he just gave us there is very important. It has some clues to the overall story in Rohan. But once again, I will need to review that one to be able to tell you exactly what that is. There is no sign of any trail, but perhaps it lies ahead. What is this? You have found the banner of the White Hand and footprints leading towards the nearby crop. Interesting, most interesting. Don't remember this one. You have found no sign of the spy, but you hear rumblings from the barn to the north. Barn to the north. This one? As you approach the barn, Sigeric appears.
We must stand by while the minions of Orthanc spread their influence.
It is truly a pleasure to see you, Beriathan. You see, the White Hand has a great interest in seeing the Eastern weaken. For your part, you have made my task quite difficult, but no matter, that shall be resolved soon enough. With you out of the way, that fool Reeve will do my work for me. He serves up the defenseless like sheep to the slaughter and imprisons an innocent, loyal fellow for little more reason than the biggest of suggestions. My note. Now, for the matter at hand... Sigeric, you are a fool because you saw me defeat the orcs when you were supposedly imprisoned in the farms to the north. So you should know you don't stand a chance against me, even with your dirty tricks. Sigurd staggers away from you, clearly defeated. You had to meddle in affairs beyond your understanding, didn't you? I heard a scuffle from the road. What is this commotion? This man attacked you and you have reason to believe he has been aiding our enemy? What have you to say for yourself, Sigrid? Yeah, what have you? Nothing? Very well. Reeve Fastred will deal with you. On your feet. So, of course, all this situation with Sigeric was very suspicious from the get-go. As Gísling pointed out, it was really weird that he'd be spared by the orcs and only him. And his entire demeanor from the moment we met it again in Snowbourn was very suspicious, of course. And yeah, the reasons why Reeve Fastred incriminated Gísling were very vague at best. So yeah, you might have fooled the Reeve, but not me. Especially not after the fourth time playing through East Rohan. It would be really nice though if you could skip some of this, if you could uncover Siguric's prison earlier by discovering clues or something, but that would mean there could be two entirely different quest lines for the last part of the Suit Props. And I'm not sure if the Depths have that kind of resources. They can do things like that because we have the president of a Halros leaving the Shire or staying there. But I don't remember where I read that. Those kind of quests take a long time to do. A lot of effort, a lot of resources. And most players wait to complete those quests until they are sure they can see both ends. So that's why we don't see as many of those kind of dual quests. But anyway, here we have the second tree we needed to identify with a dull Rohan blade. And now we only need to find one last tree before we go back to Snowbourn. So the two quests that I thought were really difficult to find were, on one hand, Rook's quest line. Nothing directs you there other than your own curiosity, and that mysterious wanderer, because if you find that tree from a different spot, you might be able to miss it. And I think that there were more quests? I'm not sure. I seem to remember doing more with the mysterious wanderer, but it seems I was mistaken. In any case, we'll need to talk to Fastred now and let him know Sigrid was playing with him. Okay, here we are.
Will you aid the Horse Lords?
That wretched man, Sigrid. I cannot believe that he blinded me so. Gísling has always been a faithful subject. I know not why I would have doubted him. You dealt with Sigrid in a most merciful manner, Beriathan. He is fortunate that it was you and not I who discovered his deception. Now then, let us see what he has to say for himself.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
Oh, his claim rings true. I will admit that he has done us a favor. Perhaps there is more to this than I suppose. Let us talk of other things. Yeah, everything is discovered now. So,
Our success depends upon our strength.
Sigrid will pay for his actions against Rohan Beriathan. Of this you can be certain. Let us travel to the prison and speak with him. I will meet you there. Oh, I had forgotten something, but now that we are level 84, we can actually equip this javelin. Track leveling. Yeah. And now, yeah, let us go into the jail. There seems to be another man. Fastred is here. Sigrid, you thought you could deceive me so? Did I not? If it were not for your laptop there, you would have known none the wiser. Hold your tongue, wretch, or I shall pull it from you. Beriathan, come here.
I do not believe you will find welcome here.
Before all else, I will right the wrong that was done here. Gísling, you are free. For your imprisonment, I am deeply sorry. You will always find Snowbourn a home, and anything you desire will be yours. Beriathan will let you out of your cell. Then we will deal with this wretch. Thank you, Fastred, for righting this wrong. Gísling looks as if he wishes to say something to Fastred, but he remains silent. And thank you, Beriathan. Please come speak to me outside when you can. Well, I leave you to it. Fastred, deal with Sigrid. And yeah, I will talk to Gísling because that is Very odd, indeed.
Our mission is dire.
Thank you for everything, Beriathan. Fastred's wrath is a very dangerous thing, but his heart is in the right place. I say this, even with all that I have been through these past few days. Let us now deal with Sigurd. Such a fool cannot be allowed to go without punishment.
Will you aid the Rohirrim?
I thank you again for my freedom. I respect Fastred still, even after this wronging. Beriathan, get back to the prison of Snowbourn. Let not Sigurd rest from his ordeal. The time to question him is now. He might resist, but the time to hesitate is over. Do whatever is necessary to make him talk. Rohan will not fall because we are too frightened to take the proper action. Okay, make him talk we will. Sigurd can see if he talks. You're not willing to talk? I'll make you talk. Sigurd smirks slightly, but remains silent. What do we need to do now? Check your fist at Sigurd. Do you honestly believe that I have anything to fear? It is not as if I shall be sent to Stangard. All I have to do is wait. Snowbourn will lie in ashes. The full Reeve and his filthy kin will be no more, and the rest of the Istimnet will fall with them. So I urge you, tell them. Tell that man I share this prison with. Tell the Reeve. It will not matter. Back to Gísling then. Yeah, he didn't bulge. I am really sorry.
Aid the Horse Lords.
That arrogant fool. He would see all of the Riddermark burn for his own end? Fastred must be told of this immediately.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
This great attack could come at any time, Beriathan. Yet, even now, the orcs lurk outside the walls. If we can thin their numbers before the attack, we may stand yet a better chance of defeating this force. Hand the orcs outside Snowbourn and take their weapons. We cannot allow any other orc to take up the arms of the fallen. We will starve them of resources, one by one. But let us also talk to Fastred about Sigurd, what he has to say. So, that wretch had more to say, eh? He was wise to silence himself in my presence. Such a traitor to my people will never taste freedom again. Come then, what had he to say?
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Sigurd. Even the name disgusts me. Does he truly think himself so untouchable? I will correct that mind of his in my own time. In the meantime, I want the people of Snowbourn prepared for battle. We know not the force we face, and must make ready for anything. Gather arms and armor from the blacksmith and about Snowbourn. Outfit the people and then return to me. We must have everyone involved. We cannot risk defeat, not here at the edge of the Istimnet.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
You have been a great help thus far, Beriathan. If you would, I require your aid in handing our rations to the people of Snowbourn. Food has become scarce since you left for Walstow, and the people are getting restless. There is a cart of food in Snowbourn. Keep an eye on it. Then distribute the food to people once you have established some sort of order. Thank you for your assistance. I will continue to make ready our battle plan. Okay, so we are preparing Snowbourn for the defense. That's what we will be doing on the next episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. For the time being, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, my friends, stay safe, take care, good luck to you all, and I will see you later.